Got a few things I want to do today. It is Steam Next Fest, if you are not aware. All kinds of demos. I think Steam DB is saying, I think something like 2,500 demos right now, which is absolutely bonkers. So there are 2,500, give or take, demos in Steam Next Fest right now. But it's going. It's pretty exciting. My project here, Deep Space Directive, is part of that. Hey Adam, glad to remind you it's Thursday. It's my little community service just to remind you what day of the week it is on Thursdays. But yeah, Steam Next Fest is going. It's been nothing crazy, but I gotta say I couldn't have asked for Steam Next Fest to go any better than it's going so far. Few days in, we're starting to quiet down, which no big surprise there. But I want to do a couple things today. One was a piece of feedback that just came in, I think earlier today, that I think is a great one. Shouldn't take too long. And then I think I want to try to make the ending screen a little bit prettier, what the player is going to see. I want to be really careful that it's not too elaborate or takes too long or is confusing. You know, when the player wants to quit, I want them to be able to quit. But yeah, that's kind of the two things I want to do. So the suggestion came in from somebody who played the demo that the grouping buttons, the location buttons, they're really much more location buttons rather than group buttons. You can't string together a bunch of different units or buildings. Doesn't really make a lot of sense in this context anyways. And yeah, Fred Meyer's commercials, I know. One of these days I gotta go for a Spotify paid subscription. What I want to do is modify the location, the group behavior a little bit, so that when you click the button once, it'll actually select that object and select that object. And if the object's already selected, then we'll actually zoom to that object, which I think would be pretty quick and easy to do. How many lamps do I actually own? A lot of lamps. One over there. That's just a stack of lamps. You can't usually see the blue lamp when I sit down. My desk is up at the moment. And then there's a lamp hiding behind the door. There's a lamp over here, so you can see my beautiful face. Lamp on the ceiling. Heyo. All right. Made kind of a quick transition from work today. Let's see here. Let's get things arranged. We'll do some. I think this is going to be a pretty easy adjustment here to the location code. So let's take a look at this. Oh, and we're going to be right on top of it. All right. Hey, Lee1, Davis1. Thanks for joining again. Next card, Steam Next Fest thoughts. I mean, it's been, I was saying a little bit earlier, like Steam Next Fest has not been nothing crazy, right? It's not like I'm getting enough wish lists that I'm going to be able to retire or even, fund my next project, but it's been fantastic. It really has been fantastic. I think I'm upwards, quickly heading towards 600 or 700 people who have played the demo. So again, not huge numbers, but that's been great. A ton of good feedback there. People seem to be pretty positive and excited about the game. And I think pulled in, what are we up to now? 650 wish lists in the first 3 days. Things definitely slowed down more than I expected on the third day wish list wise. Actually had a lot of people playing the game on yesterday. And so I expect the wish list numbers to be higher than the previous days, but it actually cut down a bit. So all in all, I think we should be able to get at least 1,000 wish lists out of Steam Next Fest, unless things just totally shut off. I'm hoping there's a little bump here with the weekend. But that's fantastic. You know, wish list numbers are still pretty small, but that feels like we're out of the basement at least. We're on the stairs to the first floor in terms of wish list number. Yeah, no, not too bad. You know, I mean, you know, if we had another 0 behind the wish lists and another 0 behind the number of people who had tried the demo, that would be pretty exciting. You know, that's still not retirement numbers, but like that would be like, hey, maybe this game's resonating with people. But there's been people playing it constantly. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. It feels somewhat validating, at least, that my little project, people are enjoying it, and the pattern of I should say, and there's people that are playing it for a good long time. There's people, the median play time isn't what I had hoped it would be, but which in itself was interesting. Yeah, that doesn't really matter, but there's people playing the demo for 2 and 3 hours. Like somebody left a comment, they actually played for 4 hours. Yeah, so it's cool. It's fun to see. Let's see. You're new here. How long have I been working on this project? I think we are closing in on 3 years since I kind of sat down to start the first prototypes. So good long while. There was at least 4 months in there where I didn't do a lot of work. I was changing careers and moving. So there's probably 4 months there where I really didn't do much of anything. But yeah, I think January, February will be 3 years since I first started playing around with prototyping systems for this game. So too long. I'm hoping with Steam Next Fest, feeling pretty good. I'm hoping to go early access around February. I think that's going to be the plan. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, nice car. Yeah, I think, yeah, people just dip their toes in for sure. Actually, it was really encouraging. Like, I knew that's true. But I had a guy or a person, I can track, I collect their hardware in case there's an issues with hardware. I don't have any identifying information, but somebody left a comment that they loved the game, they thought it was really fun, and I looked at it and they'd only played for 19 minutes. Like, okay, yep, people can play for 19 minutes. You know, is this the game that they're going to ask for Christmas? No. But it was nice to see that, yeah, even if they'd only played for 19 minutes, people still did enjoy the game and appreciated it. And, yeah, you know, it is easy to lose focus and motivation. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't say that's my superpower, but I feel like this will be my 3rd game that I've finished, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. None of them have been terribly successful, but to actually like get a game out there, fix all the bugs that people are reporting, polish it up the best you can, that feels pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's do some of this here. So this is the function I'm interested in here. We'll make this a little bit bigger. So the zoomed group right now. So this is this idea. I think this might have actually been next car idea. To be able to save groups or locations, so you can zip around the map nicely, and that's all working really well. The feedback that came back was like, hey, it'd be cool if when you press those buttons, so 1 through 5 for the groups, that it would select the thing first rather than just directly zoom to it. I think that's at least a good suggestion and worth playing with. So what I want to look at here is, can we do that? So what we want to do is, so our groups, we can store a location or an actual unit. So you can actually just store a location on the map. Hey, thanks, Adam. It is all going well. I appreciate it. Lurk away. So let's see. So what we want to do is we want to look and see groups is not null. Okay, it's not null. And we also then want to look at selection manager, unit selection manager, selected unit, game object equals, this is getting a little ugly. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna see if it's not, if the thing's not null and we have not selected that object. So we've selected some other object, but we've pressed this button. Then we want to select.
Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
And we want to select this object.
You earn we match unlimited cashback match.
Yeah, I expect a lot of lurkers around here. A lot of lurkers.
Okay, so we get on the car lot. Don't look anyone in the eye. Don't smile. Stand right next to me. This is serious business.
All right, well, let's go look at this. See how we can actually set the selected unit.
CarMax has upfront pricing. The price we saw online is the price we get.
Oh, okay. I guess we can smile.
Shop quality certified cars with upfront pricing at CarMax.com.
I'm a broke down wreck with a ball and chain, just sitting in the kitchen with my fortune and fame. There's a monkey in a mask, he's calling my name. There's a midget on his back, he's waiting for the midnight train.
There we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Set selected unit. That's what I want right there. Let's create a reference here to our unit selection manager. Nope. There we go. All right. And this just wants a game object. Okay, so we'll send in the game object, and then we're going to return. Maybe cache locally the group number. Yeah, definitely could. I would make everything a little bit prettier. Let's play test this and see if that works. And I think that's a great suggestion to make that code look a little prettier, a little bit easier to read. Future self will probably appreciate that. Come on. Just restarted Unity. Come on, you can go do, you can be a little bit happier than this. All right. Come on. All right. All right, let's get our units here. All right. Oh, I can't actually. Oh, I actually have a hard time. Because of the Unity hotkeys, I actually have a hard time saving these guys. Okay, so this guy's saved as group 1. If I press it once, it broke. That's great. What do you mean? What's null? Oops. Come on. All right, what's null? You're not null. That's good. Okay, well I guess that makes sense. When the selected unit is null, it doesn't have you can't get a game object. But that's a player unit. And that's a transform. All right, how do we do this in a way that is okay? So we need to check and see if if the selected unit is null, that's great. Then we want to do this. I don't know that I've messed around with the reload settings. I know that's an option. People have brought it up before, and I haven't. It's one of those things that somehow my brain doesn't work that way very well. Like I know there's pros and cons, or there's like some downsides you have to be careful of, and I'm not sure my brain would remember all those. It's something I need to look into. Yeah, Unity 7. I've heard amazing things. I think I've heard rumors of what you're saying there. Like Unity 7 will be amazing. It's cool they're getting their stuff together, right? Like it's cool that they are it's cool that they are yeah, it's cool that they're getting their stuff together. It feels like to me like Unity 6 is them kind of finally getting organized and not going like every which direction, and then Unity 7 will actually be like a big step forward. Yeah. Oh, well, I'll play around with it. I may not do it on stream just because I'm already broadcasting my ignorance enough. How do I do this and not have this be a giant mess of statements? Hate having nested if statements, but maybe that's the best way to do this. So okay, so we first need to check and see if the unit is not null. Okay, we do that. If it's not null, and then we say if this equals null, that's what we want. I hate writing code that looks like that. Oop. Yeah, I heard the bits with yeah. Uh, yeah, it sounds like Unity 7 is going to be just a massive change. Modernize the engine in a lot of ways, which will be fantastic. But yeah, like how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take for that all to get done? But again, maybe now if Unity is actually focused on building the engine instead of all the other stupid shit that they've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years, maybe they can get it done in a couple of years. Yeah, I mean, who knows? All right. All right. Okay, so we got that. This is group 1 over here. Oh, I moved him apparently. Move him back. All right, so he's unselected. We haven't selected anything. I press it once, we select it, and I press it a second time. So if he's already selected, we're going to move back to that. I feel like that's good behavior. I've seen some coverage of the new improvements to Link, and they look amazing. That's coming in late 2026. Really, it's gonna take them that long? But I've seen those improvements, or I've seen a video on them, and I was like, that would be really nice. All right, does that seem like good behavior? Right. So if we're not selected, I press it once, and it selects a second time, and we move over to it. The thing I like about that is that means like, so when I'm over here and I want to move that particular unit, I can do that without having to select back to them. So I think that's a bonus. I think that's good. Ironically, the first group is the only one I can assign due to the way I made the hotkeys. The hotkeys are shared by Unity and they change windows. I hit Control 2. Actually, maybe that'll work. Oh, but my tabbing broke now.
Good energy just fills the room. I'm running the entire Beethoven catalog.
Okay, I think I like that.
Music isn't the only way I fill the room with good.
One click to select, 2 clicks to zoom to. I like that. Okay, that feels good.
That practice is going a bit better.
To keep good energy in the room.
I know, right? Link that doesn't allocate memory will be pretty fantastic.
If your dog is the only dog for you,
I still definitely use it.
place to go for safe, quality daycare. Camp Bow Wow, where a dog
Okay, let's look at where's my.
with caring camp counselors. Camp Bow Wow, Boise and Meridian, locally owned and locally loved.
Might just move that in here. Then the tabbing will still move from thing to thing to thing. That makes sense. Okay, let's cache this thing locally here because it's really. What kind of thing is this actually? Group info. That'll pretty this up a little bit. All right, that makes things a little prettier. All right, let's go test that. I also had to laugh. Steam Next Fest. I wasn't getting a lot of comments from playtesters, which I wasn't terribly surprised by, right? Like, people just want to play the game and be done, and a small percentage of the people are willing to, you know, give a written comment and some feedback and what have you, which is great. But I had, so to try to encourage that, when you quit the current version of the demo, when you quit, a little the feedback form pops up. You can type a message and send it, or you can just quit. Really just adding one more click to the player if they want to quit, which was great. I got a few more comments, and that feedback form, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, wasn't turning off the hotkeys. So as you would type, the map would jiggle all over the place and other menus would open. And so I fixed that. And then I got a comment from a playtester at Steam Next Fest of just so you know, like the demo form or the feedback form is like when you type in it, like all the hotkeys still work. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Like I fixed that. I fixed that a long time ago. Something must have broken on his while he was playing that didn't work. So I went in and checked it just to make sure, and sure enough, yep, the feedback form's working fine. I don't know, a day later, I get another one. Hey, the hotkeys are working while I'm typing this. And so I thought, okay, I've clearly missed something, or something's going wrong. And I got in there and I realized that I called a different function to open that window when the game was closing than normal. And so sure enough, as you typed in the feedback form, you've quit the game, you decided to quit, and now the developer's asking you for some feedback, and as you're typing, the game's going crazy. Classy. I fixed that, pushed out a build, and I've been getting so many more comments back. Oh, I've broken it. Yeah, I've got the in-game feedback, but yeah, it was just funny. Like, I think, let's see. Yeah, it all comes here to the Google form. But like, I fixed it like right here. Like, I fixed it at 4 o'clock yesterday, and then I've gotten all this feedback. It's not crazy amounts of feedback, but I've got a fair amount there. Whereas, like, I mean, I'm getting 2 or 3 times the amount of feedback now. Yeah, give me exactly. All right, I broke the tab key. Why is the tab not working? I broke it. Oh, I see what I did. I'm just dumb. Yeah, just wasn't reading. All right, let's try that one more time. It's funny too with the Steam Next Fest, like I just keep finding more and more analytical data that I want to like pull from the game to try to figure out what's going on with players. You know, there's just one more value. Okay, how did they set this value? How far did they get in this? What, looking for those points of frustration, lower the friction. Maybe I guess I'm not terribly surprised by this, but some of the feedback I got, I think 3 people, that was unplanned. I think 3 people, left the comment, the feedback of that they hated the voiceover. And I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like my either my writing or the AI voice is amazing, but I think it's just fine. It doesn't bother me at all. And the company that generates AI voices, like they hire the actors, they pay the actors. The actors are even on a contract, so when if they choose not to renew their contract, like their voice goes away off the app. Feels pretty good. But I got a few people writing in that they just hated it. It was horrible, you know. They'd rather not have it. And like somebody wrote in like I stopped playing because of it, which I thought was a little dramatic, but whatever. Everybody's got their own opinions. I don't know if they're objecting to it on an ethical thing or they just really didn't like the noise. So I now, when you play the game for the first time, I pop up a little screen and it lets you adjust the volume, one of those being the voice volume. And so I'm now tracking the voice volume, whatever people set it to. And it's interesting. Maybe 1 in 10, maybe 1 in 15 are effectively turning the voice off. Yeah, I do have a mute button down here for the communication. And so one of the pieces of feedback was I needed tooltips. I didn't have tooltips on these buttons. Now I do. It's right there. One comment was they didn't know what that speaker button did. Seems pretty obvious to me that that's a volume kind of thing. Yeah, it's been there. It's even on the loading screen. It does take a few seconds because I'm changing scenes, so I want to got to make sure like the audio stuff is loaded correctly. But there's a mute button there too. I don't know. I haven't had any complaints since I made that change. And it's hard to know if the Steam algorithm is feeding me different kinds of users, but my median playtime is up since making some changes this week. Which is cool. Okay, the tab button is working. Tab just zooms. I like that. All right. Oh, actually, well, the other thing I want to test with this is the first time we press it, if we've actually saved a location and not a unit, then it should still just zoom to that thing. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, people will complain about anything. People will complain about anything, and I yeah, fully expect that. There was right, I've had people talk about that the game is too slow or there's too much going, and then other people on the other hand are like there's too much going on when you get started. You know, yeah, you can't make everybody happy. Okay, so what I want to test here is like, okay, if I store this location here, and then let's store this guy here. Why my hotkeys are working now, but okay. Okay, so that's number 2. That's number 3. So we select, and if I press 1, we zoom because there's nothing to select. All right. stored. Cool. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected. Well, that's not easier than I expected. It was easy as expected. How's that? Okay, so the other thing I was thinking about is maybe this is just kind of lipstick on a pig. So when you quit, this is what it looks like. This pops up. So I'm just wondering if I'm missing an opportunity here to like, can I do I turn off? It's gonna break everything if I turn off the canvas. Like, do I turn that off? Do I do... Do I do something like, why is that not? Why am I not seeing that?
At AgriService, we know it's been a challenging year, and we're here to help. Now through December 31st, get 25% off your entire AGCO equipment winter service invoice of $2,000.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah. It's on the wrong layer. I'm like, why is that not showing up? All right. Slap it on the... So do I do something like...
AgriService to get 25% off your AGCO machines winter service today. Restrictions apply.
Order
We are on the same page.
double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve.
Yep, that's what I was thinking here. So we do something like this. That's 60%. I think like 40%. Looks like it's like we're done.
Well, I do now.
Automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
This is not centered.
You earn, we match. Unlimited.
Okay, we center it. And so what I was thinking, okay, that looks better. That already looks better. And I feel like what I was thinking of, just, pandering a little bit, right? Okay, here, before you go, great. And then can I put a reminder to wish list? Because they're still in the game, right? So they're still in the game. If they can get them to wish list here, that's nice and easy. They're already logged in. Still do love me some good old-fashioned Pearl Jam. All right, let's put in... Oh, that's interesting. Make it... I don't know if I like that idea. I mean, I kind of like that idea. Oh, speaking of though, of like UI and wish listing. I saw this on one game, and I almost wondered if this was a violation of Steam's terms of service. I was playing a demo from Steam Next Fest, and perfectly fine little game. The game had 2 or 3 modes to it, or the demo did. I think it had 3 modes, 2 of which were available, 1 which was locked. With a big indicator next to it, wishlist this game to unlock that feature. And I honestly wondered if that is a violation of Steam's terms of service. I mean, I think it's pretty harmless for the most part, but it was interesting. So and I didn't test it a lot. So I clicked the button, it opened up the overlay, I wishlisted, closed the overlay, and came back, and the button was unlocked. That mode was available. And then to test it, I closed the game, went to the store, removed the wish list, opened the game back up, and the mode was still unlocked. So my guess is that they were faking the wish list. I don't think you can pull whether a user has wish listed your game. I could be wrong on that. It feels like it would be a violation, doesn't it? What am I looking for? Yeah, I don't think there's any. Yeah, like you can look at like I think they faked it. I think you clicked the button, whether you wishlisted it or not. I bet you that it unlocked. But yeah, it seemed to me like there was part of me that both thought that was clever, but also that it's got to be a violation. And I don't know. I wonder how useful those wish lists would actually be. Right? It's like paying for. Why are we like paying for views on YouTube, right? Or paying for them anywhere. Okay. I get the idea of the checkbox on the thing. I do. I think hiding the wishlist button down in the corner is a little silly. I get the checkbox there as a reminder. I like the idea of a button that's going to open the overlay, which is what this will do. Well, it won't here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, the links that reward. I think it's one of those things, right? Like, it's a... You know, it's those things are probably nice until it gets abused. Why are we not... Just playing around here. I just want to make it clear that it's a button. I don't want padding. Doesn't matter how many times I convince myself that padding is the inside and margins on the outside. It just does not work with my brain. My brain does not like, nope. You're just gonna have to guess. Okay, the button works. It opened in the... I think this works. I feel like this kind of works. The vertical... I want it to like... I mean, it's kind of big in your face, but I feel like it's not unclassy. Making sure all this still works. I haven't turned things off. Okay. I think that works.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like,
Can I make a prefab in...
first before driving through the car wash?
Whoa, 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 no, no,
I
no,
thought I could.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first.
Okay.
It could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's football season, and Uber
I can probably put a clip mask on this thing. We don't need to do any clipping.
Sandwiches from Wendy's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more?
Why did I just put that clip mask on?
Deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more.
Oh, I was playing with that.
Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
Is your candy disappearing faster than you can say boo? Don't let the fear of empty bowls haunt you.
Okay, that works. I can probably... Problem with turning the... so I'm debating a little bit turning the whole canvas off. I think it looks much better. It's clean.
Halloween bash going strong inside, but beware. Our ghoulish
I was debating whether to give the player, like, if they're at this point, do I give them an option to cancel and continue playing? Or is it like, hey, you're done, you're out. You've clicked the button, you're ready to go. I think it's okay. I think it can be like, you're done, you're good to go. And this pauses the game. Okay, so cool. Let's implement this here. So end screen, we're gonna stick you in there like that. We're gonna turn your clip mask to 0. And then let's take a little script on here so we can do things. It's not necessarily the prettiest, but I think it's an improvement. That's what I go for. You just get a little bit better. Oh, yeah, you might be right there with the psychology, the call to action. Yeah. You know, my YouTube channel is small enough that it's probably not a great sample size. I remember in a couple videos swallowing my pride and trying to put in, you know, call to action of like, hey, you know, like, subscribe, you know, not quite that bad. That just feels bad even just to say that. I definitely put in little graphics occasionally of like, subscribe. I never saw a difference. I feel like I can't remember when I did it. It was probably 4 years ago at this point, experimenting with a little bit of call to action, and I didn't see any difference, and I felt sleazy doing it, so I stopped. Okay, so this is gonna get activated with quit button. This is the quit button. This is like, we're gonna show about the feedback. Okay, we'll get our clip mask in there. And we're gonna get awake. We're gonna do that 100%. And we're gonna set the alpha to 0. I feel a little less dirty with like a call to action that's in writing. You may coma for a bit. I hear you. Did not sleep well last night myself. But I was determined to make a couple more changes here to the game, and we're heading out of town tomorrow. Wife's got a 4-day weekend. I got a 3-day weekend. Or I'm taking a 3-day weekend. And we're gonna let the demo and Steam Next Fest do its thing. I'm gonna try to leave my computer, my laptop, not even take it with us. Okay, we're gonna let's actually. I'm actually gonna move that to start. And then what we want to do is public fade in. And I think what I can do is do clip mask, do fade, end value. We're going to full opacity, and we're going to do that over half a second. I think we can just do that. Yeah. Yeah, advertising. I've thought it would be. I've had these thoughts of what would it be like if you just like left your house, walked out the door, and you just did the things that signs told you to do. Every sign you saw, you just went and did that thing. Be an interesting experiment, an adventure in American capitalism and marketing to the masses. Okay, let's it would be right. Would it be a great YouTube video, or would it be one of those like videos where you kind of just want to smack the person in the video? I think it'd be an interesting, like, I think if you took it as kind of a documentary more approach of like not be a total jackass about it, but just be like, this is the kind of shit that we're looking at every day. I do actually wish we had a little more regulation on our advertising and marketing. I don't think it would be a bad thing. Get the average American to actually save some money. My communist socialist ideas. I wonder what the rate of savings in other countries are. Like, what's the rate of savings in Europe? Or Japan? Australia? China? I mean, I know a lot of those places have more of a retirement social programs, but I do wonder what the average rate of savings in other countries is, because the rate of savings in the United States is so poor. Oh, I didn't actually put the thing on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I don't... Well, okay, that's fair enough. I guess I need to actually check, because this button could be in other places too. And it's not equal null. Okay, that's good. Sleepy. Add that in there. Yeah, vacations, experiences, yeah. I remember when we were still in Colorado, I think it's the Viceroy in Snowmass. So upper end hotel for sure. Out of my pay range, for sure. There was an estimate that the average family who spent a week at the Viceroy and skiing and doing all that spent $30,000 that week. This was like 8 or 9 years ago. Like, wait, what? All right, let's try here. Quit button. Whoop. Nice. We need to get things centered and turn the other thing off. It's working though. I like it. Okay, how do I... I need to turn this other canvas off.
At Idaho Central Credit Union,
I'm curious if I put a clip mask on this. So if that breaks anything. All right, it's at full opacity. The reason I wonder if it's going to break anything is because my code that determines whether the mouse is over a UI element looks for clip masks. Oh, so here's the thing that I added. This little button down here, or this indicator here, the click button, which I almost find kind of patronizing, like it's pointing at something that's already blinking and moving. Seems to have significantly increased the median playtime of the demo. That singular thing. The flashing orange thing wasn't enough. So, and I was afraid the flashy blue thing might not be enough. So I was like, there's your call to action. Click this little...
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house.
Oh, yep. See, now it's broken.
Keep winning.
Yep, that's okay. That's what I was afraid of. We actually broke because of this clip mask.
It's like your own personal paradise.
Yeah, I can't click anything.
Just another way to save with a personal
Okay, so that's not gonna work.
State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
I'm just trying to think of a nice clean way of turning that canvas off.
Yeah, when I was only 17, I could hear the angels whisper.
Yeah, can you imagine spending 30 grand on a week? We as part of my job when I was in Colorado, I skied with the students 1 or 2, sometimes 3 days a week. as a ski instructor, and so the school more or less paid for my lift ticket. Man, the tickets are expensive. And as a result, because I had essentially a free lift ticket or free season pass to Aspen, my wife would get a 1 day a week pass. We almost never skied anywhere else in Colorado. Just couldn't afford it. We figured it would cost us upwards of $1,000 a day to go to like Beaver Creek or Vail, or there's obviously smaller places, but even $1,000 a day for the two of us is a far cry from $30,000 for a week. Yeah, I think the like clear point, like click on this, is probably something that I need to continue to add. I was hoping I could get away without it, and obviously some people are figuring it out. I think people who are particularly into these genres, whatever genre this game sits in, they look at tooltips, they look at UI, and but for those who are, there's definitely a fair number of people that need that little extra shove of go push this button. All right, how do I turn this canvas off? I guess I could just drop a reference into that end screen, but I hate doing that. But maybe in this case that's an okay way to do it. All right. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's do this. We'll fade it out. That'll look nice. So let's do clip mask, Nova clip mask equals Nova canvas. I can't wait till future me comes and like sees this and Ben's like, what the? Because I can't remember that I did this, and then it's all breaking everything. There. Cool. And since I'm adding this, I think that'll work. Since I'm adding this at runtime, if I do decide I want to put a cancel button in there, I can just remove this component, or I can fade the thing back in and remove the component, and we'll be good to go. Like it. Let's see how that works. I don't know why I keep building. I don't need to build anything. Okay, there's my full menu. Quit. Oh, I didn't assign that thing. Yep. Yup.
You were inhabited, speaking in tongues in the night. I wasn't having it. I could tell that something wasn't right. Why don't you come to bed? Instead of stumbling into the light of medicine cabinets, shaking up pills left and right, giving up the most. No one's gonna give you a medal.
I think one of my favorite early Unity discoveries was with the debug statement that I could. There was a second parameter that I could throw in an object in there, and then when the log message showed up, I could click on it and select that object. I remember thinking that was just absolutely amazing back in the day. It kind of is. Pretty nice. All right, let's try this one more time. You know what's also really interesting? Thinking about Steam Next Fest is, so I do gather hardware information. Let's just see if we get a whole bunch of UI going on here. There's a lot of people out there that... Oh, that looks great. That looks pretty good. And I could put a little cancel button here and undo that. Actually, it would be pretty easy to do. What surprised me is the number of people that are rocking pretty solid GPUs. I was assuming I would see GPUs all over the place. People are rocking pretty nice GPUs. Like talking like 3070s and better and newer. But a lot of people, I saw people, I don't think it was a 4090. It wasn't a 4090. But I'm pretty sure I saw a 3080 and maybe a 4070 running on a 1080p monitor at 30 hertz. I don't mean to be snobby and gatekeeping, but that one surprised me. And maybe it was misreporting. But I've seen a lot of people with fancy GPUs at 1080p at 60 hertz. Which surprised me. I liked that trend. That was a good transition. I liked that. Okay. Well, let's reverse that since we can. We're gonna duplicate that. Fade out. A bit of a bummer if I reverse that, is I'm gonna get double analytics coming back in. No, why can't I? Well, that's okay. So let's put in a.
Harlem River, talk to me. Tell me what you think about. Harlem River, I'm in love, 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 love. Harlem River, talk to me. Where we headed now? Harlem River, I'm in love, 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 love. All because of you. In my pearl and my diamond shoes, I've climbed a cloud, now I've stole the moon. Harlem River, all because of you. Harlem River, swallow me. Put your hands around my neck.
I've really loved. I haven't quite figured out the perfect like color solution so that I can have reproduce colors and UI and mostly UI, I guess. My solution isn't the cleanest, tidiest. It's not quite as elegant as I'd like it to be, but all my data, having all my color data stored in a scriptable object, I really like that. something I would definitely do again. Oh. Hey there. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Just doing a little bit of really basic UI work here. Working on a close scene. Nothing terribly. Maybe we'll do 10. Up like that. I'm using a UI system called Nova UI. It's an asset on the asset store. I'm a big fan. I've been using it for a year and a half now. Almost a year and a half. Is that right? Yeah. I use it in my day job too. It's pretty sweet. The layout controls are pretty fantastic, especially compared to UGUI. That's really what I really like about it is the layout controls. But you also get the source code for it, so you can go in and tinker around and add features, which I do fairly frequently at my day job. Actually, I mean, a lot, actually. We do it a lot. And what's nice is that Vignet's baked into the components, like, or it came, which I guess is a pro and a con, whether you like it baked in or not. It has been really useful at my day job to have the source code. I'll say that. Yep, Nova UI. Check it out. There's if you go in the Unity Asset Store, there's a free version which is fully featured, but the code is just oh, there you go. Yeah, the free version. I do think the free version is useful. There is more than enough to get started in there. More than enough to get started and determine whether you like it. In my opinion, you should be able, with a free version, have a pretty good idea of whether it can do everything you need it or want it to do. When I made the switch, so this project started off in UGUI. When I made the switch, I was not editing any of the source code. And that said too, like I mean, you can still edit the source code. It's just not human readable. you can still interact with the files just fine, right? Like it's not like they've hidden all the properties and variables and functions. So you can still kind of get in there. You can do what you need with the free version. All right, let's see how that. Oh, I guess I need to assign the cancel button as well. Oh. Let's do it this way. And so the thing with Nova UI is that the developers have gone quiet. My assumption is that they've got some life stuff going on that's keeping them busy, and they've just like taking care of themselves. They need to get done, but haven't heard anything from the developers in about 9 months. But hey, it works perfectly fine. It's been perfectly stable. I haven't needed any updates, but that is just something to be aware of. All right, so we quit game. Nice and obnoxious. I think we should lower this. It should come down a little bit lower. It's too close there, or maybe we move that up. We go cancel. We need to close that.
Just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 no, wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, give it a time. Give it a try. I would also say,
You're in good hands with Allstate.
I have heard feedback from people that have looked at Nova, and I think there's a misconception
That's why over 40 million people choose
that because I like it and I think it's really cool and other people like it, that you're just gonna pick it up and go with it super quick. It does take some time to learn. It's a whole new framework, so it definitely takes some time.
with savings you can cheer for and great taste you can't resist. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Order for
So yeah, make sure you. Man, I'm just like entangling this like crazy. I don't like how I'm doing this, but
yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've
yeah,
earned
just
at
give
the
yourself
end of
time
the
to.
year?
Well, I do now.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah,
Give yourself
you
time
just
to
said
learn.
that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Whoa. Just looking at how many, looking at the stats for people playing the game while I was waiting for that to save. It's not that exciting. Yeah, I don't know how people found the channel, but if you're interested in trying the game, check out a link in the description down below. There's a demo. Steam Next Fest is going on right now. Give the game a shot. All right, so here we go. We quit the game. We fade out. That looks pretty nice. I think this other, we need to still move that down. It'd be nice if this window itself would fade in. Okay, and then I cancel, and I'm back to playing my game. Nothing. Oh, well, we're still loading, so that was part of the issue. This user reporting, it does have a clip mask on it, so we should be able to fade that in and out. Let's do a little fade on that one too. Okay, but let's go fix. Okay, let's fix this. A bit more space, I think, like that. All right, we'll do that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to look for. Here's what I wanted to do. So we are doing a fade. It's just a longer.
Starting with a little off the top from the corner store.
We are already doing an open window.
The funny thing about
It'd be nice if I could get that fade to be at the same time.
I stole a nickel in my pocket and I'm gonna go far. Now I'm robbing the graves in my own backyard. I am a thief and a liar of the very worst kind. Oh, I sell to the broken and I rob them blind. I will build.
I don't want to overcomplicate things much. All right, well, let's see how this looks in. See if this works in a build. See if this opens up the overlay correctly when you click the wishlist button.
As quick as I can. As quick as I can.
I'm really curious to see what the if there's any noticeable bump in for Steam Next Fest over the weekend. I was thinking it was 10 days, but I think it's only 8 days.
I have to lie to go to bed and lie to wake up. To forget the voices of the dead, you gotta play tough. I am suits and ties and cocaine crazy.
Well, I can definitely see, right? Like Steam Next Fest is like
And I will look you in the eyes when I do you in.
it's a festival that everybody gets into, but I can
Suits and ties and
can so see how useful it would be to get your game into other festivals.
And I will look you in the eyes when I do you in.
My guess is it's pretty darn hard to get your game into other festivals. Wow.
Thief and a liar of the very worst kind.
Based on the number of wish lists my little game's gonna get, I don't know. I mean, maybe Steam Next Fest is outsized compared to other ones.
Good to see you again, Director. I'm just cleaning up the data logs. It'll only take a moment.
We'll mute that. All right, so we load in. That's all great. Everything's working just fine. Oh. I didn't take off the code that opens up the over the overlay. Okay, so the overlay works just fine. There's my, okay. I don't understand why these buttons should be animated. Okay, so the wishlist button works. That's great. Okay, that goes off to Great Unknown. And there's my message coming in. Cool.
Getting quality employees to
Good.
fill
Let's get
positions
some more
that
feedback, which I love.
people can be a major hassle.
I gotta tell you, man, feedback is so valuable.
Makes finding quality people a breeze.
And it's like the best
ZipRecruiter's
thing.
advanced technology
Sometimes it's hard to read, but it is so useful.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a
One thing I would love to figure out how to do better with my next project is how do you get it?
ZipRecruiter.com/listen.
How do you get
Items for every occasion. Flaked on your friends on flaky bread twist.
how do you get your game into players' hands sooner? How do you get that playtesting done sooner?
Celebrate his biggest day with savory sandwiches and tender specialty chicken. Mix and match 2 or more items for $6.99 each at Domino's. Ask for this offer 2-item minimum.
And maybe the answer is you just got to build a smaller game. But something I'd really like to figure out how to do with whatever project I build next is get it into players' hands sooner. Because it has been incredibly valuable to have the demo out there and getting feedback. I feel like that should still be lower.
Thursdays. Gosh, that's good TV. It all starts tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Oops. All right, let's fix that. We're gonna do that. I'm also gonna take, I feel like this user reporting can come up. Okay, we're all in. Do I really need the cancel button there, or maybe I can just like there's a no looks.
I'll tell you now as it flies down the sink. I never knew a part of you didn't set in ink. The letters that you left behind no longer shall I read. Blood's between the
Something I don't like about it. I think it's the feedback form itself. It's just a little crude. I also want these buttons to animate. I don't understand. All my buttons are
bill of letters, your warning stands clear. Pay heed to your heart and not to your wit. Don't say the letter what you can't in my ear.
I don't understand. Oh, did I somehow like click that? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm missing a piece on here too. I was clicking that wish list button and it was opening up in a browser. And I need that in there. That'll take care of it. That'll turn off all my stuff correctly. But why aren't those? Oh, I bet it's the sizing. I bet it's this. Still, it should be. I just want the buttons to animate a little bit. Just give the user a little bit more feedback. No. Why isn't that working? I don't think I like that cancel button. We go with that. I get rid of the cancel button. But what we're going to do instead. I'm going to go grab this. There. Okay. We're gonna grab that one. We're gonna bring it over. I'm getting tired. I feel my brain going like half speed. We're just going to use the escape button. I think it looks nicer, and I think it's reasonable if you hit the escape button that it goes away and you cancel your action. I think that's good. Maybe people get confused, they don't know what to do, they'll push the wishlist button. I don't know why those buttons aren't animating. It's really weird to me. Ugh. It's like these buttons animate. Like I want them to do that. These ones aren't animating either, which is interesting. It's something on this canvas. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why didn't that? Okay. Ooh, yeah, my brain is getting. Oh. Get rid of our cancel button. Yeah, I'm like in full lunch coma mode here. Put my desk down here.
At Idaho Central Credit Union, we believe that balance looks different for everyone, which is why Idaho Central Credit Union is here to look after it. From managing your budget to saving for your bucket list, or finally tackling that home improvement project, ICCU has tools and expertise to help you every step of the way. See what we can do for you at ICCU.com.
All right.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
I don't know why. Yeah, why are these not animated either?
Hey, it's Joey and Lauren from My 1027, and we caught you listening to Spotify instead of listening to us on the radio.
I guess we can forgive you this time. Just don't let us catch you buying a new car anywhere else besides Team Mazda and Pre-Owned Superstore.
And it's super easy.
All right, we're already throwing errors. Why are we already throwing errors?
Check pre-approval.
Click the I Pre-Check button, enter your name and address, and you'll instantly see your Team Mazda pre-qualification.
And it has no effect
I
on
see.
your
No clip mask.
I Pre-Check pre-approval. Click the banner here or at goteammazda.com.
Okay, we do something like that.
My favorite. Unexpected, exciting, and with 4 must-watch.
I guess.
First up, it's Georgie and Mandy's first marriage.
Welcome to the Cooper residence.
Then there's Ghosts. A house full of spirits. Sounds scary, but they make it look fun. Ooh, and Matlock.
I'm a lawyer, like the old TV.
Maybe, okay, we don't want that to keep happening. Maybe we'll do that here on Fade In. And we will do this over here. I'll leave that one there and we'll put it over here as well. There's no reason that this end screen should react before it's been opened. Well, let's get this. Come on, let's get this working. All right, quit game. So that looks. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like I don't love this form. It feels busy, crowded. I don't know. But if I press escape, it all goes away and we're back in the game. I could just get those buttons to animate. It's really weird to me. What if I move? Oh, interesting. It works now. What? But if I put a clip mask on this, make it transparent, it's... Wait, why is it working now? No? Why the hell is that working now?
I'm taking back roads all the way back home. Everything I've known, just a little overgrown. I didn't choose this town.
Hell is, it's like the other canvas is blocking it. What the hell is going on?
No matter what it thinks of me, you're worried that you'll go to hell for all the lies that you can't say.
I'm so confused.
All the money that you waste for all the good you throw away. Yes, you're evil, but you're not.
Oh, it's something. Oh, it's because it's pausing the game. That's what I was thinking. Okay, because that's okay. Okay. Well, let's go. That's okay. Let's go see how we did that. All right, and okay. So we're using a tween to do that, which is fine. And there is a way, let's go find it. I did it on the clip mask to make it time independent. Set update.
Aching from the growing pains. They always say it's just a phase. America, the tried and true. Red and white and black and blue.
The tween was running off of scaled time. And so when the game pauses, the tweens don't work. Okay, yep, those still work great. If I go quit game, comes up. Those animate. That one's got a nice big... I feel like it's a little too tall now. I could put the big, the animation click. It's funny. It makes me laugh. I'm not sure if anybody else finds it. There. I like that a little bit. Shrink it down a little bit. That's better, I think. All right. As always, let's try another build. I might call it quits for the day. I am really, really sleepy. Or let's be honest, what I'll do is go obsess over the Next Fest stats, and I know I got some new comments coming in. Oh, you know what I might need to do too is change the tooltips on the location buttons. Okay, that's all good. I might just change this because, yeah, okay, so my tooltip says press 5 to zoom to location. And earlier in the stream, I changed the behavior of those buttons. So that tooltip's not as accurate as it could be. I think I could do, I had one person comment. I'm not too concerned when it's just a single person. They were finding that the color of these blank tiles was the same as this empty space. On my monitor, to my eyes, it's a very different color. I suppose you could have a monitor that might not show that, or maybe your eyes just don't see the difference as much. I've only had one person comment on that. Why? Oh, I can't select. What? Oh, no, I can't select anything. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. Oh, balls. All right, let's fix that real quick. We can fix that super quick, I think. The way we're going to do that, I don't know why I didn't do this beginning. We're going to inherit from window pop-up like so. Clip mask, UI control, so we can actually get rid of that.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check.
I was just going to bring in a whole bunch of functionality because I have this window class.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
So what I'm actually going to do something kind of janky here. We're going to do, because I don't want this thing responding to those inputs.
I'm Elsbeth. CBS Thursdays are my favorite. Unexpected, exciting, and with 4 must-watch shows. First up, it's Georgie and Mandy's first marriage.
Welcome to the Cooper residence.
Then there's Ghosts.
Do we have to spell override correctly?
But they make it look fun. Ooh, and Matlock.
All the letters.
And then there's Elsbeth. That's me. This is so exciting. CBS Thursdays. Gosh, that's good TV. It all starts tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save. Because nobody likes
Public, or is it?
It's like being outdoorsy and indoorsy.
Okay, we're gonna be a little janky here.
Watch a movie. Or like being healthy and indulgent.
Ooh, I'd like a kale smoothie and a fudge brownie.
See how much you can save versus AT&T and Verizon with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, new and existing customers can get the Samsung Galaxy S24 on us.
Actually, that's probably not necessary because it's this action. Okay, that I don't even need to do that. Don't even need to do that. I'm overthinking. But we do potentially need to do this. We'll do that. Yeah, I'm in a serious brain fog at the moment here. So the reason I want to do this is we have this window pop up which has all kinds of functionality to make things nice and easy. That issue of not being able to click through should also go away. Okay, we're gonna leave that in there. I don't know why that wasn't working. Let's make sure we're all set up right. I feel like it was working. Maybe I just didn't test it in the editor. Okay, Nova Group is there. So this Nova Group is something that I kind of had to put together to deal with this, help deal with this transparency and being able to click through things. Oh, if I get this done, we'll push this up. I think this will be the last update until Steam Next Fest is done. There's plenty of bugs coming in and reports of suggested improvements, but I don't think I'm going to get them done in time. All right. I cannot. I'm still getting blocked. What the hell is going on? I mean, it looks nice. Okay, so that functionality is working. Oh, why is this being a pain in the ass? Let's just make sure everything. No quit for me, exactly. Why? Okay, I shouldn't have to make a build for this to show up. All right. Oh, I guess it's not the. What is going on? We're still like clicking on that. Like that end screen is still. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, yeah. So all of these things, all these windows, I'm expected to close them, and this is what does it. This code here is what makes it clickable once you close the window, despite the fact that I couldn't see it. Which again, I don't know why I engineered it the way I did. Adam, you're hilarious. I don't know why I did it the way I did it. I guess I was thinking I didn't need all this other functionality, and I just. It's been a long, busy week. All right, okay. I don't care about the quit. I still can't. Don't understand what is going on here. So if I close the end screen, okay, I can't do that. Somehow pinging off that. Okay, that's weird. So somehow this was on. Maybe that was just an accident and it works out nicely. All right, I got some voodoo black magic going on here. That. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Ah, no, son of a. Always. Which means I don't actually need. Oh man, I've really. I've just made this so much more complex than it needed to be. I don't even understand what I was doing. I may have broken something now in the process, but like I made this like window pop-up class for this exact reason, to make opening and closing things easy. And then what do? I go and reinvent it all and do it half-assed and broken. Oh, the other thing I might need to do. What's not going to work is it's going to set it to the wrong sibling. It's going to be the wrong order. Yeah, it's okay. That's an easy fix. This end screen is showing up in front. Transform set to first sibling. I have it so that when you open a window, it sets it to the last sibling, so it's always on top. But in this case, that is not what I want to have happen. All right, let's make sure we can still click. We can still place things. That would be wonderful if I could like totally break the game and then push it up to Steam and go away for the weekend. All right. All right, perfect. We wish list. Opens it up in a tab because we're not in a build. I can send, and because I'm here, it leaves me there, but I can also quit and keep. Perfect. All right, let's save that. We'll try it real quick in a build as well. Let's go clean up my. Clean up my analytics here. My analytics, I mark myself as the owner so I can come clean them out so it doesn't skew my... There we go. All right, we're gonna test this real quick. And we're gonna call it a day. I'm gonna give my brain a little bit of a break. All right, we load in just fine. We can select things. We should be able to build things. Okay, no problem. That all works. Okay. All of our menus work, or unlocked menus so far. Works. Okay. Great. And we're gonna quit. That looks good. I can hit escape and go back. We send and it quits. We're good to go. I guess the only other thing I want to make sure is that oh, I actually won't. I was gonna check and make sure that we open up in the screen and the Steam overlay, but that won't happen because I didn't open it up through the Steam client. Oh, it. Okay, it's decided that I was logged in. Okay, awesome.
It's like being outdoorsy and indoorsy.
Nothing like the great outdoors, except heading inside to watch a movie.
Or like being healthy and indulgent.
Ooh, I'd like a kale smoothie and a fudge brownie.
See how much you can.
All right, well, my brain is mush. We got a little bit done. We got done what I wanted to get done, but I'm gonna call it quits for the day. Yeah, that's about all the brain power I got is to say I'm going to call it quits. Thanks all for joining. Should be back next week. I'm going to compile all the feedback from Steam Next Fest, and we'll start doing quality of life improvements, bug fixes, all that kind of good fun stuff. Again, thank you much. See you guys next week.